So welcome, guys, and thank you all for keeping time and joining today's session. Luckily today we have a premium version of Zoom, so we won't get locked out as yesterday. So as we promised, we managed to do the subscription. Now going forward, yesterday we discussed about how to set up WordPress in our local machines. And we also looked at a brief of background on what is needed for a website to run. We discussed about domains, the domain names, internet network, the IP addresses, and the issues to do with the servers and all that. So let me just open Zoom. Wait about Zoom. Yeah, so today we are going to discuss on how to set up WordPress on a web server. That is a server that is running on a cloud. Remember yesterday we were talking about making our own computers act as a server. So, or making our own computers being able to run a WordPress website. So in that case, our computers were actually acting as servers. And today, what we are going to discuss is how to make or create a website now on the internet without connecting to our local machines. So as I mentioned yesterday, let me see if I can
Mr. Mike.
Yes, sir. Yes. Hello.
Okay, I'm requesting.
Yes.
Maybe for those who are not in the session yesterday.
Yeah.
You just give maybe a brief recap, just maybe for 5 minutes. That will be okay.
Okay, though I also shared, we uploaded the videos on our YouTube channel, but yeah, and
okay,
I
fine.
shared the link. So maybe after session you can be visiting the YouTube channel. You just type, if you type UGM Solutions, you will be able to get the past videos.
Okay.
Yeah, even this one will record it immediately after the session. But basically, what we discussed yesterday was we talked about I mean the internet architecture or structure. We also looked at we discussed briefly about domain names and IP addresses, and basically how resources work, the concept behind domain names, the internet structure, the issues to do with servers. There is also servers here. We also talked briefly about servers, what they are, how they are connected. Then after that, we explained the concept of the server in respect with our local machines. So where we mentioned that in our local machines, if you need to set up a web server so that you can run a website like a WordPress for Windows, we mentioned that you need either XAMPP or WAMP. And these things, we said that they come up when you install them, they install what we call MySQL, which is the database. They also install Apache web server. So this is what makes your computer be able to act actually as a server. That's why we are calling it Apache web server. There's also another web server that you can use, which is Nginx. But Nginx, when you install XAMPP or WAMP, it doesn't install Nginx, it installs Apache. Then it also installs PHP my admin. So basically, that is on Windows. When it comes to Linux, we say that you can install a Linux package called lam, or alternatively, you install MySQL independently. Then you install Apache server independently. Then you install PHP my admin also independently. Then once you do that, we say that to set up a WordPress website, you go to the WordPress website, that is wordpress.com. Go to wordpress.com. Then from there, you download it. After downloading, you extract or unzip. Then after unzipping that particular folder, you give it the name of your site. So we say you rename, you give it the name of the site that you want to develop. Then after renaming, you need to create a database. Then you copy this extracted folder, this one here, or the renamed one, I mean. Then you paste it on the web server directory. So the web server directory when it comes to local machines can be found when if you are using Windows and you install XAMPP, the directory will be located at C, the root C, then XAMPP, then after that htdoc. I don't know whether it has an S, but you can check htdocs. That is for XAMPP. When it comes to WAMP, I think it is WAMP, then www, then HTML.
Excuse me.
Yes?
Is it your screen is not visible from my side, or experiencing the same?
Oh.
I can confirm that it is not visible.
It's not visible.
Yeah.
No, not now.
It's okay.
It's now visible.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've been typing a lot. I thought you guys are seeing. Yeah, so in Linux, the path for the directory where you paste that particular renamed folder is on var. That is, yeah, var www HTML. So you paste it there. Then after pasting, we say that you access it through a browser, for example, Chrome. So you go to Chrome, then you type either localhost / the name, site name, or you type the IP address 127.0.0.1 / site name. So from there, you will just follow the installation steps and complete the installation. And then you log in to start the customization. So basically that is how to set it up on a local machine. Now, when it comes to setting up a WordPress on internet, you need to first of all register domain. Then after registering domain, you will also, though you do them at the same time, but let me just separate them. You also register a hosting service, or hosting environment. Let me just call it hosting environment. So basically, hosting environment is like, you see the way you have your local, your laptop or your computer. So when you are working with the internet, remember yesterday I said that in internet, we also have storages, physical storage devices. So there are particular computers or there are particular organizations that have those particular storages. So for you to access those particular storages, you need to register for them. So when you register and they grant you that space, we can refer to that particular provider as a hosting provider. Then after this, after registering a domain and hosting, you install WordPress. Then after installing WordPress, you just do customize. So they are just those particular steps. So when we are registering a domain, let's say you are registering a domain, you need to know the companies that you can register a domain with, together with the hosting environment. That is the hosting providers. So currently at UGIM Solutions, we are also in the process of getting a cloud hosting solutions and providing to our clients. So once that is done, we will be able to share with you guys so that maybe you will be able to also subscribe to our hosting environment. But as at now, there are a number of hosting or the number of providers that you can work with in Kenya that deals with the domain. So one of them is you can work with Kenya Web Expert. We have Kenya Web Experts. We have, this is Kenya. We also have Sasa Host. There is Deep Africa. There is True Host. So you can always visit these ones and compare prices and choose the one that fits or you feel easy to work with. So these ones, for this particular case, we are going to use this particular one, TrueHost. For two reasons. One, they have the most affordable prices. And also when it comes to reliability, they are a bit more reliable. So to register domain, what you do is you go to this part here. That is your browser. On your browser, you type that particular company you want to register with through host. So if you want to register with the Kenya Web Experts, again, let me just scroll. This thing here is, I don't know why it's not draggable. Where should I put it? Yeah. This, and we can minimize it. Okay. So if you want to work with Kenya Web Experts, you will just type Kenya Web Experts. And then it loads. You see, this one is even taking time to load, but yeah, it shows like this. So you will just go to the particular hosting company that you want to register with, And you can see these guys have a domain .co.ke at 849. Now, what you need to know is that when you register domain, for example, with the Truehost, that domain cannot be registered with any other person in the world. Okay? So your domain is unique. Remember yesterday I said that each domain has a unique identifier, which is an IP address. So each domain is unique. Once you register it, nobody can register a similar domain. They can choose a different extension, which I'm going to show you, but they can't register the exact domain. So to register domain, once you are on this platform, for example, you come to domains, then domain search here. So you click domain search. Then you type the name of the domain that you want to register. So for this case, I want to register my own domain. So I'll just use my name, Michael Omboyo. Don't put dot. So Michael Omboyo. Then you search and get options. So if you search, see, I can register Michael Omboyo. Let me just interchange them because this one I'm going to change. So let me call it Omboyo Michael. Omboyo Michael. So we have Omboyo Michael 799. This is .co.ke. If you want a .co.ke, you click add here. If you want a .com, this. So this is where I was saying that someone can change an extensions. These ones we call them extension. You see this .com and .co.ke, .xyz, .org. So in real life, when a client come and ask you how much do you charge for a domain, you don't just tell them 1,000. The reason, maybe the extension they need is costing more than that. So you ask them the extension of the domain they need, whether it is a .co.ke, a .com, because if you scroll down, for example, there are some, you see like this one is .tv is 3,900, and some goes even up to 20,000, some extensions. So you need to get, for a client, you need to get first the extension they want to register. Then for me, I want to register .com. So I click add. After adding that, I just click check out there. So I give it time to load. Yeah, it has loaded. So you see this one is telling me that I've chosen a domain. Registration period is 1 year. So all domain names are renewable annually. So if you register it, for example, today, come 2024, January 17th, we will need to pay again for the domain. Now I've chosen a domain, but if you look at the hosting status, it is telling me no hosting, click to add. So because I want to develop a website, I require hosting solution. So I'll add hosting. I click add. Then we get the hosting packages. This is 379 monthly, 949 monthly, but they are billed annually. This is 1,000 and all that monthly. So I don't need that. The one that I need is this one. I'll go with the silver hosting. So I click order. Then after ordering, it is asking me to choose the domain, that I want to associate with that particular hosting. So because I'm registering Omboyo Michael, I'll use this. I click use. Give it time to verify the domain selection. And it is yes. Yes. Okay, so we proceed. So on this page, once I'm here, I just click continue. I click continue. Yeah, so now it has a hosting. So again, I continue. I give it a few minutes, a few seconds to load. Yeah. So then here we have now the total. Remember, our domain was 1,000 shillings. Hosting was 1,499. So this is the amount that we need to pay. They don't have any promotion. So if they had a promotion, you put here and validate first, but they don't have a promotion. So you just click checkout. So this is the last stage of payment. So it will prompt you to create an account for the first time and log in. But mine has automatically logged me in because I had an account with them. So I just choose the payment method. I want to pay via M-Pesa. Then I accept terms and conditions and proceed. So after proceeding, it goes to where I am supposed to pay. It's loading the payment option. And I think the text is already there. Let me just, yeah. So I'm going to pay via, let me just pay via M-Pesa. So let me just make the actual payment because this one I'm registering and you guys will be the one who will create an account, a website for me. Now that I have, so I enter the till number 56, 52, 54. Then I pay 24999. I enter and then enter the PIN. So I've already made the payment and I want to validate, I need to validate my payment here. So I'm going to key in the code. My code is RAH 4LK LKXH0S. Then say pay. So if the payment has gone through, the payment will be verified. Then it will redirect you to another page where I want to show you that in just a few. It's a bit slow. So the hosting that we are subscribing to is called shared hosting. So in this one, you don't have, you just have access to your cPanel, and I'm going to explain what cPanel is. It is saying unpaid for. It's still loading. Yeah, so yeah. So the order has gone through, and it is saying that we go back to client area. So client area, this is where you access all the resources that you have with these guys. So I have 16 hosting solutions that I've subscribed to, and 20 domains I've registered. These are the invoices. So once you complete the payment, if you go to your Gmail, the email that you registered with, for example, mine is Gmail, you should get a confirmation of the payment. Yeah, you see, we have the invoice here, reading this amount I've paid for, boymichael.com and all that. Can move back. I have the order confirming everything. Then this is invoice again. Then we have domain registration. So the domain has already been registered. There is one more which they have not sent. It normally delays. That is the cPanel credentials. So we need cPanel credentials to be able to proceed. But because it is going to delay, I don't know why they normally delay. I'm going to use one that is already existing for now. So I'll go back to, let me close this. Let me just check whether it's gone to spam. No, they have not sent it. That has delayed a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my services here. I want to use the one that is already existing. Their site is a bit slow. Yeah. So which one can I use? A psychologistic wellness. I think this one doesn't have copy this. I don't know whether I can get the cPanel credentials, but I'll change. Yeah, so we have cPanel credentials here. So once you register, you will get another email with these credentials. So to access your cPanel credentials and start working with WordPress, you will go to browse again and type cPanel. The domain that you have registered. So I'm not using Omboya Michael because they have not shared the credentials for that. This one should be cPanel and L. Then after you enter the exact domain, you just press enter. It loads the cPanel like this. This is our cPanel. Now from here, let me stop sharing a bit and I copy the credentials because I'm going to upload this on YouTube. So I don't need to show my credentials. So let me stop a bit. I hope you are not seeing my screen now. Someone can confirm before I proceed.
Yeah, I'm not seeing.
Great. So let me just copy it. And then copy the password, paste. Then I can now share. Yeah, so you key in the cPanel credentials like that. Then you just press login. So once it logs you in, you are now on the cPanel credentials. So cPanel, they have the builders of cPanel updated their design. So that's why you are seeing this notification here. So if I, for example, choose to change this one, it will switch to something different from this. Let me just switch, you see. So if I go to, this is now the latest version of cPanel. It looks a bit neater. So this is the cPanel. Now here, you can do a number of so many things. You can interact with, do so much, including creating emails. So let's start by, first of all, creating emails. How do we create emails? To create emails from cPanel, so once you log in to cPanel, you click here. See this one here, email accounts. You click on this. Then you get the emails that are existing. If you want to create one, just click create. So let's say we want to create info.this particular website. So I'll create info. Just type info. Then I give it a password. Let me say my password is, who can I remember his name here? From 2022. So that is my, no, let me say Tom at 2022. We are in 2023. So that is our password. Then I click create. So that you have already created a corporate email for this particular domain. And that email, you can access it in 2 ways. One, you can log into cPanel, but because not all users will have access to this cPanel, this is for only the admin. So from here, if you want to access the email, you just click the email accounts, then you get these emails. Then here you click on check email. So if you click check emails, it redirects you to web email. You can just check that and log in. And you see you can now compose email. So if I, for example, type here, let's say I want to send an email to michael.ombwayo@gmail.com. And then I say this is a test email, it's a test. Then I send. If I go back to michael.ombwayo email, my Gmail account here, I should be able to get, actually it has a receive here that notification. See, this is the one that we have just sent, and it is from info. So you can access those emails from the web, from the cPanel. Alternatively, for your users, you will, once you register for shared hosting, all emails will always be accessible through a webmail link. So you just type webmail, the way we typed cPanel, webmail.the site. What is our site? Webmail.the site. Then it brings this. So here, again, you can log in. It was Tom at 2023. And you still access the same portal for email. So this, once you register domain, you will have something like this when you interact with emails. You can create more from the cPanel. Let me just move back. You can create more from the cPanel here. Then all these other ones you will learn later. The one that I want to work with now is we want to install a WordPress website now from the cPanel. So the first option is you can do direct installation. Let me see. Or you can upload your WordPress website, the one that you built from the local machine. You can upload it here. So to upload it, I'm not going to upload, but I want to show you. To upload it, you come to File Managers on cPanel here. You click on it. Then, unlike Linux and Windows yesterday, we were having different paths. So this one we have different paths. So you are going to upload your website here inside the public HTML. Public HTML, we call it public HTML directory. And actually, we have one. Now, I don't want to do this exactly because we already have a certain site. This site is already having some system running. Yeah, you see it has a system running, which is not actually developed in WordPress. So we are going to create a subdomain for that site, then we install WordPress on that subdomain. So just to explain a subdomain, in some cases, for example, in UGIM solutions, you have seen something like academy.ugimsolutions.co.ke. But we only register UGIM solutions. So if you want to create something like this, you don't need to pay again for it. You need just to pay for this. Someone has their mic on, maybe you can just mute. Who is it? Who has their mic on? Okay, thank you. Yeah, so here, this the main Eugene website is like this. This one here. But if you go to Academy, you get academy.eugenesolutions.co.ke. So the moment you have registered a domain, you don't need to register another domain, for example, for a product that is associated with the initial domain that you registered. So you can create a subdomain and do a website for that particular subdomain. So to do that, you come to the cPanel again, yeah. Then you go to this part where we have domains. Is it domains or subdomain? Yeah, we go to domains here. See this one here. You click on it. Yeah, so currently we only have one domain associated with what we registered. So we want to create another subdomain. So what you do is create a new one. And you see it is giving us an example here. So we want to create Eugene class. Eugene class. Let me see. Dot that, like that. Then we submit. So it's creating. Yeah, so it has already been created. Now, if I click, for example, Eugene class, it will return something like this. So from here, we can now use this one as a domain. But for you, the reason why I'm doing this is because the domain that I registered on boymichael.com, we have not received the cPanel credentials. But this particular one that we are using, it also has another website in it, and we don't want to interfere with that particular website. So we create a subdomain, and then we are going to install our WordPress now from this subdomain. But generally, what happens is that once you register domain, you come to cPanel, then you can either upload or you come to this particular option where we have software and you do direct install. So here you are not going to create a different database and all the settings. So you can just click WordPress Manager by SoftKillers. So I click on this. It takes me here. So we are installing WordPress. I click on install. It should bring me where I'm choosing a domain. So we choose a domain. We want to install it on this particular domain, not this one here. So we install it here. Then we remove this part here, this thing here, WP. If it is existing, you remove it. If it is not, you just proceed. Then we have the version of the WordPress we want to work with. Good. The reason why I'm saying good is because the credentials for the domain that we have registered, that is on Michael, is I think let me just check. They have yeah, they have sent it. Yeah. So I'm going to stop on this and then we switch on to Michael. So I'll go to my email, Gmail, because I want us to use that particular one. It's here, this one, and then I log in. So as I said, this is the domain that we registered here. So to log into the cPanel of it, we type cPanel dot, then we paste that domain. And then you see it is telling us it is not secure. So we are also going to install this particular SSL, a free one. I'm going to show you that. So I proceed. Then from here, and again, I need to log in. So let me just stop sharing. I log in so that you don't disappear with my credentials. So let me log in. So they normally send the username and password. If you register domain, they send you a username and password. So I've already logged in. Let me share. I've already logged in, and you see, by default, it is bringing us this kind of a dashboard. So this one you can switch or leave. So let me leave this one, and we work with it like this. Now, the first thing we want to do once we log in here, for some hosting providers, they give you a free SSL that you can install so that you have a secure site, HTTPS. For some of them, you make the payment, they install for you. They don't have a free version. TrueHost has a free version. That is why I can recommend it for you, because the free version of HTTPS is also not that bad. It is quite good enough for a site like the one that we are doing. So to install HTTPS from cPanel, okay, we had learned how to create an email account. We have also learned how to create, so let me just type them here. So we have learned how to create email account.
You can share back the screen.
Yes?
You can share the screen.
It wasn't sharing.
100K.
Sorry. So we have learned how to create email account. We have also learned how to create a subdomain. And we have said that these ones are done after accessing the cPanel. So you access the cPanel, you can create email account, you can create a subdomain. So the next one is installing SSL certificate. SSL simply stands for Secure Socket Layer Certificate. So if you install it, that is only when your site will be able to have this padlock here, meaning it is secure. Okay. This security ensures that the data, when someone is submitting data, that data is protected, so nobody can interfere with it. So to do that, on this particular part, there is part where we have security here. See this one here. Then you go to Let's Encrypt. This is the free SSL. So it provides the free SSL certificate. So we go to this, then we say issue here. So issue. Then we just choose all these and click issue. What is it saying? Error issuing certificate, failed, create a new order of that. I don't know why it's failing. Let's try again without checking on this. Let's hope it is issuing. Yeah, so the certificate is now installed. See, it is now installed. So if let me just copy this. If I close this and paste it again, it should now load. I don't know, it's not loading securely. But let me just copy this password. Even if you are seeing, I'll change it later on. A network error. I think their site has an issue because it is not even accepting our cPanel logins. But let me Let's click on this. Yeah, you see it is now here. We now have this one, we have installed it. So I think this was it. Yeah. Great. Now we have our website secure. We have installed the SSL certificate from here. Now, after that, the next part is now installing the WordPress website. So how do we install WordPress website? So the first part, I say that you can installing WordPress website. So the first part I said you can do what? Upload the one that you had worked on, or you do direct install. So when you're uploading, you'll do a number of things, because you will have to create your database manually. You will have to give it the exact name as the one that you are uploading and all that. But if you are doing direct install, what you do is you scroll down to the software section here. Then you go to WordPress Manager by Software Killers. You click on this. Then on here, you click on install. After that, as I said, we remove this. Then you give it the username that you will be able to, that you will use to access the administrator dashboard. So let me just use admin for now. And then you give it, let me hide password. You give it the password that you will remember. So that is our password. Then you give it an email address. And this one has to be a valid email address. So for this one, let me just use my personal email. But you can create an email the way I showed you, and then you insert that email here. Then you proceed down. You don't do anything on this particular section first. Proceed down, then click install. So if you click install, you can monitor how the installation is taking place. It is complete. Now we already have our website. If you click on this particular link, https://omboamichael.com, we already have a site. This is already a website, a WordPress website. So this is what, from here, you now customize. Okay. So we have our website. Can I get any question up on what we have covered so far up to there before we proceed? Any question? Someone has a question? Yes?
Okay, Mr. Mike.
Yes.
I was requesting
Mhm.
maybe you tackle on how do you give it now a security feature such that there might not be any interference from the cybercrime attackers.
The first one we have just done, where you install the SSL certificate.
Oh, okay. So the SSL certificate actually covers for that.
Yeah, that is the first part. But the
Okay,
others,
the first part.
yeah, the first part of the security. The other security features, you can only implement it if you have already done the website.
Okay, it's fine.
Yeah. Any other question? Any question? Are we guys okay? Are we all able to register domain by now and register hosting and install WordPress?
Yeah, from my end, I'm able.
Great. So from here, what we are going to do is to access the dashboard, WordPress dashboard, administrator dashboard, where we will do all the customization. To access that, once you do immediately you do installation, you can click on this link here, but I don't want to do that. So another thing that we can do is on your website, you put a slash, then you put WP admin, and this link can be changed when you are going live. You can change that path. So if I press it, it brings me this page where I log in now with the credentials I provided. And if you notice, we have not created a database manually. We have not installed MySQL. We have not installed Apache. All those have already been set up for us in this particular server, the shared hosting server. So when you do installation, automatically everything is set up. You just do your things, you focus on this particular thing. So let me just log in. So I'll say remember me so that I don't need to type it again next time. Then from here, I click login. So once I log in, it takes me to the dashboard, like the yesterday's dashboard. Do you guys remember yesterday's dashboard, how it was looking like?
Yes.
Great. So here, you can choose to at least clean your dashboard first. I normally like working with it when it is more clean. So I just remove all these things here. And then I have it like this. Then, as I said yesterday, from here, we have these ones here. You see this? This is where you alternate between your website and what? And the dashboard. So I'll right click and open it on a new tab so that I have the dashboard and the website. The reason for that is because I want it in a way that whenever I make a change here, I can easily come to this tab and refresh to see how that particular change looks like. Now, what is the first thing that we say that you do once you access this particular dashboard? If someone can remind us. Who is willing to remind us what we said we do first before we start doing any other work? Alphonse. Hmm?
Okay.
Yes, Matthew.
Okay, we said
Yes.
first of all we go to, is it settings?
Yes. Go to settings.
Then we go to general
Hello.
settings.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes.
I was saying,
Yes, Gideon.
yes, I was saying you change the permalink to post name.
Yeah, that is one of the changes. Thank you. Matthew, are you finished?
No, when we are at there, once we click on the settings, we go to general settings, then we write the title of our site.
Okay.
And the tagline.
So this one, let's call it, what is the name of our site? It was Omboyo Michael. Give it the name Omboyo Michael. Tagline, we don't need this, but you can add it. Then the links you can, because it is on the same site, you just leave it like that. Administrator, you leave it like that. Anyone can register, no. You need subscription. This one will update later. A week date should be +3. It's normally +3 what? UTC. I think so. Then all these you save. Week starts on Monday. Then you go to permalinks, and then we choose post name. Yesterday I explained all what permalinks are. Then from there we save. Now, after that, remember you are dealing with a client, and you don't want your client to keep calling you every now and then. Ile situation if you change a comma, ameangalia. For example, now, for the few changes that we have done, if I reload, see it has changed. And actually, you guys can try in your computers, you can try accessing this link on omboyomichael.com. Just type omboyomichael.com and let me know if you are able to access it. Please, someone can confirm. Is it loading?
Yes, it is.
Great. So this is that is the site. Now, what you do, because you are dealing with a client and you don't want them to be checking changes real time, you want to lock the site and only allow them to check when you have made some progress. So in such a case, what you do on this dashboard here, let me just explain before that. I don't know the correct format where I can put it, because there are components that I wanted to explain here, but they are connected. I'm trying to think of which one should come first. But let me just explain it. WordPress works with what we call plugins. Okay, WordPress. So after installing, you say WordPress work with plugins. So what are plugins? Plugins, these are, we can say they are ready tools or packages, ready to use packages that once you install helps you achieve particular tasks in a WordPress website. Okay, so that is what a plugin is. They help you extend functionalities of the WordPress. For example, if you want to, let me give an example of if you have a house, if you're doing a construction in your house, you have built the entire house. So let's say the house is the WordPress website. Now you want to add TV. What should have happened is you call someone who can do a TV, or who can develop a manufacture TV, and they do it inside your house. So that means when it comes to website, you are doing everything by yourself. But now we have a company that has specialized in manufacturing television. So instead of calling them to manufacture that television in your house, or you doing the actual manufacturing, you just go and buy that particular TV and place it in your house. So plugins works like that. Let's say you want to add a functionality, for example, that allows users to contact you, or you want to develop a functionality with some form where you allow people to key in their details. Instead of developing those particular field one by one, you can install a plugin that is already having those particular functionalities, so that it comes with those particular forms. You just activate it and modify a little bit, and you use it. So that is how plugins work. Now, once you have your site the way we do, the first plugin that you install is a one that is going to make your site not accessible to the public until you complete the entire work. So that plugin, we call it making your site under construction, to be under construction, okay? So you go to plugins here. To install it, you go to plugins. Then you click installed plugins, you will get these ones here. So for now, we are not going to use any of these. We can delete, can just delete all of them because we want to start afresh, everything afresh. So we are going to start by installing our own plugin. So we go to add new, then from add new, there is a search here. So we search for under, it should be under construction plugin. We install this. Just click install. Every time you install a plugin, before you use it, you need to do what? Activate. So I click activate. Then after clicking activate, I can now go to settings for that particular plugin. And then I choose the design that I want. So if you come to design, I can choose option that I want. Some of them are premium. If you see this one, like the one with a star, you need to pay for them, but we are not going to pay. So let me say I want to activate this one. It's a free one. Yeah, so I just activate. Then after activating, I move back up, sub here. You see this part here? Is everybody able to see this?
Yes.
Yeah, so you click on. Now, if you try to access from your end, if you try to access omboyamichael.com, let me just use another browser here. If you try to access omboyamichael.com, it's already showing. Sorry, we are under doing some work, so the site is under construction. But if you log in as an admin from here, I'll still be able to access the website. You see, I'm still able to work and check the changes, but on your end, you will not be able to do what? Access anything for now. Now, after installing that, what is the next step? We want to, the next step is you need to know the layout, the kind of the website that you are developing. So for Mboya Michael, what kind of site do you want it to be? Should it be a personal blog? Should it be an e-commerce? Should it be a tour agency? Should it be, what kind of business do you want us to develop? Maybe you can give a suggestion.
Let us focus, let it be an e-commerce.
An e-commerce.
Yeah.
Perfect. So we are going to do it both ways. We are going to do kind of a personal blog that has an e-commerce in it. So once you agree with the client, the kind of a website that they need. So you need to have a clear, let's say have a clear website structure. That is, you need to know exactly what pages do you need. So maybe we need home, we need about, we need, because it is an e-commerce, we will need a shop. Maybe we'll need services that we are offering. We might also need what else? Maybe
Contact page.
Yes.
Maybe the charges.
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 Another one.
Contact us.
Contact us. What else?
Location address.
That will be under contact us.
Location address. Okay.
Location will be under contact us. Let's say maybe team and probably gallery. gallery. Then once you are given this, you assess. So after assessing, let me just stop, leave it at that. We are going to do that later. So what we are going to do is we need to get to start customizing this website. So WordPress works with already built. There are some already built designs that we can work with. Those designs, we call them themes. So themes, you can download for free, which I'll not recommend. You can purchase. But once you are at an advanced stage, you can develop your own custom themes. For example, at Eugene Solutions, we don't mostly use themes. If you look, for example, at a site, let me say which one. If you look at, let's say, Universities Fund, one of our clients. Yeah, if you look at this theme, this one we built it uniquely for this particular client. So if you go online, you will not find a theme that looks like this. Same to, let's say, which one? There's a Forestry Society. Yeah, fsk.or.ke. These are some of the sites that we have developed. If you look like this one, you will also not be able to find a similar theme online. So these ones are custom developed themes, and you can tell from the headers and all that. So these are some of them. Now, for a startup, you are allowed to use already existing themes. So themes comes with a complete structure, which you will just modify. So what you do, if you want to get started, you install a theme. So how do you install a theme? You go to appearances here, then you go to themes. Yeah. So the theme that I'm going to use is called a free version. It is the one that I trust. It's called Astra. So what I do, I'll come here on, have you seen what I've clicked? The new, then I click on Astra theme. It's here, this one here. So this is the one that I'm going to install. So from here, I click install. Give it a few seconds to install. Then after installing, what do we do? Activate, as I said. Yeah, so we have already activated the theme, but we have not done anything else. So let's reload our website to see how it looks with the theme already activated. Have you noticed any change? Has someone noticed any change?
Yes.
It already looks different from what we had. Now,
The layout.
yeah, so what you do next is we are going to import a demo data for that particular theme so that it comes like a complete website with all the design. Then we will be improving now the design. So WordPress, once you install a theme, your work is just to improve the design, change the colors, add pages, make a new modification, remove what is not needed and all that. So to do that, come on, you come here, and then you see this one is saying, thanks for installing Astra. And so you just click get started, and it is activating that Astra. It is going to ask us to install certain plugins. So the theme you download normally comes with some plugins. Give it a few seconds. Where is it? It is not coming. Reload this. This is the one that we have installed. So we are going to import the data so that we have our theme ready to use. To do that, we come to this part here. You can check plugins first, whether there are new plugins to be installed. So currently we just have starter template plugins. So you go to themes, then starter templates. Yeah, so scroll down. Build your website now. Then on this one, you choose what we call a page builder. So just like plugins, when you want to modify WordPress, there are tools that you use called page builders. So these page builders, they have functionalities that allows you to easily customize the theme that you have installed. And there are so many page builders that you can use. You can use this block editor, you can use Beaver builder, you can use Elementor, you can use Avada, you can use WP Bakery. So the one that we are going to use for this particular course, the page builder that we are going to use is this. So to complete the setup, importing data from this theme, we choose the page builder, and I'll choose this one. Then once I choose that, it gives me templates now to work with. So some of them are premium. Premium means you have to pay for it, okay? Premium, you need to pay for it. So I need the one. Which one can we take? A free one. I need one that doesn't have so many things, so that we will do most customization by ourselves. So we choose, let me just go with this. No, let me go with,
Sorry.
yes,
Hello, Michael.
yes,
Sorry, I have to leave
okay.
because I'm in the office, so I have to leave to go home because it is getting too late for me.
Oh, okay. We are actually almost finishing. I'm just installing this theme. Maybe you can just stay a few seconds, a few minutes, we complete the installation, then we'll stop at that. So let me just say that I want to use, okay, we can always change, so I'll pick randomly this one. We choose that, and we say we skip these ones. Also, we just continue. Here we just submit and build our website. So it's going to take a few seconds. It is installing the plugins, because when you are importing data, it comes with some plugins. Remember, I mentioned that WordPress functionalities works mostly with plugins. They are built inside the plugin. So if you import a theme, it comes with its own plugin. Some of them you will install manually, some of them install automatically like this. And for now, the installation is complete and our website is complete. Now, if I come back here, this page, and reload, we already have a site. So the next task that we are going to do is just customizing, removing the pages we don't need, removing the logos, improving the design, adding pages we need, and all that. So up to here, we have the WordPress installed and the theme imported. So maybe we can get your reactions. I want to stop at that. Then in our next class now, we are going to start playing around with this theme to make it look like a client's website. Remember, we needed even a shop here. We don't have a shop. So we will be able to add all those ones. Thank you. Can get questions. Or any reactions? Are there any reactions? Comments?
Okay, I'm asking
Yes.
concerning the security feature, the certificate that we installed.
Yes.
Is there a way that they have been synchronized such that
Mhm.
when an intruder maybe is making an attempt to get into your site,
Mhm.
it is getting prompted, or maybe you get a notification, just like the way, just the same to the emails or rather the Gmail. Sometimes maybe somebody tried to log in somewhere,
Mhm.
and then a notification is sent to you. So does that happen to the site that we downloaded, or rather the security feature that we downloaded?
No, first of all, you need to note that we have not downloaded a security feature. We just installed an SSL certificate. SSL certificate protects the data that is in transit. For example, if you have your site having an SSL certificate installed, when you are keying in any data, someone cannot intercept that traffic and steal your data. Your data gets encrypted when being sent to the server and back to your browser. Okay. When it comes to other tools, WordPress itself come with okay. There are additional plugins that you can pay for security, enhanced security. Then that security is not only limited to the site itself. You also need to secure a server, the server where you are hosted. So for these particular ones, the shared hostings, the server part you leave to the hosting guys. But if you are using a virtual private server, that means your own server where you are doing all the installations, customizations, then you need to cater for that, having things to do with firewall. You can even lock any other IP address from accessing your server apart from your own, or you can monitor the traffics and all that. But when it comes to notification again, maybe you can just play around with the tools and set them up manually to be able to get notification on someone trying to access your site and such.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. So I don't know whether there is any other question.
I wanted to ask, does this, the software that we just installed, the theme software,
Yes.
does it function as same to Smart Slider?
Smart Slider, that is for slider options. So Smart Slider is a plugin. And as I explained, WordPress works mostly with plugins. So Smart Slider, you see like this one here, this part here. You can replace it with, you can install Smart Slider and you have Smart Slider displaying here instead of this particular image. Okay. So it is just a plugin. Any other question? Okay. So if there's no question, let's meet on, tomorrow we'll have a session on digital marketing. And then for us, we will meet again on Saturday now to complete the installation, to complete basically the customization part. And then we start now with the project. Thank you all for attending. Have a blessed night.
Okay, thanks for your time too.
Thank you.